Well, as we cruise on into our Thursday afternoon, we're putting to bed some of those bigger snowfall totals across the area as a whole. In the metro, our bigger snows that came rolling on by are wraparound snow that came on through here. The snow that shouldn't be, well, it certainly was. 7.6 inches of snow at the airport. Our biggest snow of the season came from the wraparound, the surprise snow. I'll get to more on that in a second. But 7.6 at the airport, 7.5 in Edina, 6.5 at the National Weather Service in Chanhassen, 6s in Shakopee, 4.5 in Minneapolis, and then all of a sudden you see 1.4 in Coon Rapids, and even less than that when we go to the far northwest metro. And then the wider view, the 1 to 3 feet of snow across the North Shore. Hovland, 38.6, and if that came within a 24-hour period, there's still some research that has to be done if it came within 24 hours. That's important because the current record in Minnesota as a state for the record snowfall in a 24-hour period is 36 inches. So this might just be a record breaker. Duluth, 11.6 officially at the airport, but I have a report just south over into Gary, New Duluth of 17 inches now. 9.5 in Ely, Bemidji coming in at 6 inches as we went on out. You can see this is the real snow, quote unquote. They came on by. The area of low pressure tracked on into the area. Most snow gets formed up on the north side of a low. That's where a deformation band sets up. That's where the snow making is. And as you can see, along and north of Highway 2, like we talked about, the 5 to 10 inches of snow, the winter weather advisory zone, the 2 to 5 inches of snow, and then that lake enhancement and the blizzard warning for the 1 to 3 feet along the North Shore. Then we tapered off to nothing into central Minnesota. But that little sneaky winter weather advisory started being expanded and expanded and expanded. And we talked yesterday morning about the opportunities early on of some slush coming into the metro. And then as the morning wore on, we got more and more, definitely seeing stuff happening in the metro. And then, of course, as the afternoon blossomed, oh, did it happen all right. And the very rare, as in I've never actually witnessed that in my many decades of weathering, the south side snowmaking deformation zone that did more than just slush, but blossomed into 1 to 7 inches. And that's a big range and a nice wide band of over 4 there, but it went from the south metro all the way down to Faribault. Faribault 2 inches, the north metro 1.5 inches of snow, but that's where we saw all of that. Putting it in nice and tight there though, 7.6 at the airport, 7 in Savage, 7 in Elko Newmarket, but 2 in Faribault. We picked up about 3 inches there in Robbinsdale, 1.5 inches, that would be the reading in Fridley, but go north of North Branch, 0. St. Cloud, 0.2 of an inch, 1/2 inch. That's right there at Big Lake. That's Elk River. That's just north of Rogers. Buffalo, 4 inches of snow. You go over towards Hastings, 3 inches. Go down toward Cannon City, you're at 2 inches of snow. So again, very tight, very big bluster. Something that just technically, obviously can happen. It did. But something that we just never see. And when models pinged at that, it was like a lot of things have to come together to make that happen. And there was a lot of things came together. It's like when you throw a deck of cards and, yeah, sure, I guess if you throw a deck of cards, sure, 5 of them can stand on end. 5 of them stood on end. Area of low pressure going out over Lake Superior. Still the lake enhancement this afternoon across parts of the lake. We'll keep adding things up. Our flurry is wrapped up. Our next system across the south, winter weather advisories tonight into tomorrow as it goes rolling on through Iowa. We might see a couple of flurries down across parts of Iowa. But cloud cover lingers for the better part of the day today. Temperatures hang in those upper 20s and lower 30s as the snowmaker slowly wraps up for parts of the Arrowhead. And then that next snowmaker goes from Iowa to Wisconsin. Maybe a few flurries near Rochester overnight tonight, but that's about it. And then we just hang in the clouds and stay in the 20s as we go for tomorrow and getting a little brighter with dimmed sun into the weekend proper. So for today, 33 degrees for your high. Again, morning flurries wrapped up, but we'll keep the snowmaker for the North Shore slowly tapering on off. And then for tomorrow, upper 20s with mostly cloudy sky on average. Getting back to some partial sun into the day on Saturday at 26. The chilliest day looks like it'll be a Sunday at 23 with partly cloudy sky. Getting brighter into Monday. Mid-20s become the upper 30s, though, bouncing back quite quickly to a thaw by Tuesday and staying quiet toward the middle days with that thaw continuing into next week. And if I had an 8-day forecast, we might have to start talking about some warm-ups again toward the end of next week.